Hi, this is Hot Chocolate with Paul for Wednesday, July 2nd. This time of the year and this kind of temperature, I'm not drinking much hot chocolate. So just got a bottle of water here to chat over. For anyone new, the reason I call this Hot Chocolate with Paul is because I don't like coffee. And instead of sitting around over a cup of coffee, it's hot chocolate for a casual chat with yours truly. I'm sitting on my patio, and as you know, the last video that I posted showed the large tree that was behind me being cut down. So we are currently dealing with no shade. I got bugs in my hair anyways. Got rid of that one. I'm sitting with no shade here on the patio, although we do have the option to put up a fold-up canopy tent, so no issue there. We've already tried that once, and we're thinking about other options for providing some shade in the yard. So this is what's left of the tree. It's a fairly large tree stump. And if anybody wants to take the time to do it, we can count the rings on it and see if we can determine how old this tree was. The house was built in 1950, so I'm going to assume that the tree was probably about 75 years old. That would be my guess. So I've got the camera on a tripod so I can go stand on the tree trunk and we'll check that out. Here I am. So we're going to be deciding what to do about the landscaping of what's in this area right here. I wanted to keep the tree stump here because it was cheaper to cut it down that way, and we could do something creative with it. One idea I had was to make a fairy house out of it and maybe put some kind of a garden around it, including little fairy structures and things like that, and some other ideas. We'll be thinking about it. So what we have here is a fairly small backyard. Our yard overall is pretty small. I'm happy about the fact that it only takes me about 25 minutes to mow the entire lawn. Our house is pretty small. It's only 640 square feet. It's perfect for Stacey and me. There's not a lot that we desire. We tend to like experiences more than stuff. I know I've talked about my minimalism in other videos. As far as the backyard, we've done quite a bit back here, and I'm proud of what we've done here. We've got the patio, which I put in. I had this arbor behind me. I like arbors to begin with, but it's also something I can use if somebody wants to have a small wedding right here in my backyard. So that's always an option. I haven't done it in this particular backyard, but I did officiate a wedding ceremony once at a previous house that I owned in my backyard, and I thought that went over pretty well. And it's set up that we can do it any time of the year. If somebody wanted to come here in the middle of winter and have a wedding, an outdoor wedding in my backyard, they could do that. You know, I've got a propane heater that's in the garage that I can bring out, and we also have a fire pit that we can set up. And that's been my idea for any possible backyard weddings that I would officiate. So, slight breeze blowing right now on this hot day. It feels good. I don't know if it's causing wind noise on this video, but there you have it. So, we've had multiple backyard barbecues at our house. A lot of them started during COVID when nobody could do anything else. So we had some backyard barbecues going on here. Probably as many as 7 or 8 in one year. We're not doing quite as many now, and I tend to like them to be smaller. So we've been inviting different groups of people at different times. So maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 20 people at a time, which I feel like is perfect. I don't like the idea of having too many cars parked out on the street. I'm just trying to be a good neighbor to people. And, me personally, if I have too many people here, it's hard for me to hear what's going on. With me being hard of hearing, you will find that the more people that are around me, the quieter I get, because there's a lot of conversations going on, and it's hard for me to focus in on any one particular conversation. And sometimes what I'll do if there are a lot of people is just go off to the side with somebody and have a conversation with them. So that's one thing we've done with our backyard, is just have these nice barbecues that our friends seem to enjoy. That's all I have for Hot Chocolate with Paul for today. I'm going to be busy for the 4th of July on tomorrow night, July 3rd. Stacey and I will be marching in the East Aurora Parade with Mark Time Marchers. And then on Friday, July 4th, we're both going to be with Excelsior Brigade Fife and Drum Corps at the Genesee Country Village and Museum, playing music and displaying what we looked like back in the 1860s. So have a good 4th of July. I'm Paul Packish. This has been Hot Chocolate with Paul.